Myths, Astrology, and Tarot, your divine rebel. Welcome back. If you are new to me and the channel, please be aware I have no filter. I do not sugarcoat anything. I just very much read how I read. Okay, so if that is not your thing, you got kids around, don't appreciate raw, real messages like that. I'm always very respectful and I give you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we will be getting into some cards and divine timing. I have just wrapped up the Collective Energies Live so far this week for my Love Yourself Twin Flames group, and something told me to pop on YouTube. So we will see where that goes. Really quickly, as a reminder, please be aware everything is set up now in my Etsy shop for personal readings, personal sessions, the Love Yourself group, and all of my merch like this. It is all in Etsy, okay? If you want to book anything, it's all on Etsy. Okay, so I've got my Rider-Waite Tarot with me. And I'm going to pull some cards and just see where it goes. I don't know who's going to need the message that comes out. I feel as if it's going to be more like an almost personal reading, okay? I feel like it's going to be an almost personal reading. Let me know in the comments if it resonates for you, how it resonates for you. Take it as it resonates, okay? Spirit, please. What is going on? That you got me doing this live right now, right? What is going on? Who needs to be made aware of what? Who needs to be made aware of what? That they would catch this message in divine time whenever they're meant to catch it. Here we go. Spirit, what is going on? Ooh. That's pretty. We got the Magician and we got the Strength card. What else? I had a fucking feeling that card was going to come out and ruin everything. I had a fucking clue. Oh. All right. Listen, we're going to address that fucker. We got the Ace of Pentacles on bottom and the Wheel of Fortune on top. So listen, there is definitely override for the Seven of Swords. Okay. We got the Magician, the Strength card, and the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is clarified by the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups. And then we got the Ace of Coins and the Wheel of Fortune on top. So listen. Wheel of Fortune on top means that you know a change is coming. You could feel the shift. You could feel the change. Okay, and it feels good. Wheel of Fortune is a very positive card. It's a blessing card. It's run by Jupiter. Ace of Pentacles means you know that there's a new beginning. It's going to take some kind of spark and some giving, even if someone can't give back, right? Particularly maybe around the home, someone who needs to receive, right? Where your divine feminine energy allows you to receive based on your ability to give, okay? Magician and Strength together. Magician and Strength together. The Magician is holding up the two-flamed or the twin-flamed candle. Okay. Magician is holding the twin-flame candle. This is about shutting down the egoic mind, symbolized by the lion, and allowing the divine feminine energy to reign, to be infinite in its manifesting abilities, right? The only two cards in the deck that share that infinity symbol are, in fact, the Magician and the Strength card. The amount of magic you can create in your reality is infinite, when you allow the divine feminine energy to work its magic, to dictate or drive the reality, that the heart, the soul of the self, the truth in the soul and the truth in the heart would essentially drive the reality despite the reality. The reason why it is so important is because the Seven of Swords is here, and the Seven of Swords is about a thief and or a lie to the self, okay? Something being stolen from the self. In this case, the stealing is coming in the form of indecision and not knowing what to do, okay? With the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups. This is feeling like you're blind and not knowing what to do, feeling like you're up against a rock in a hard space and having too many options when there really is truly only one option, okay? The mind in this case would be clouded and need to become clear, which is why the feminine energy is stepping forward in order to propel things forward to your benefit with the Wheel of Fortune card. This is an acknowledgement, especially because the Strength card can also sometimes symbolize passionate energy, okay? This is about your heart space being passionate. This is about partaking in passionate acts, however that resonates for you, and allowing your heart to move you forward, allowing your inner guidance or your inner GPS to dictate your course, right? I'm hearing the heart knows what it's doing. If you took all of the mental aspects out of it, right? Because the mind doesn't feel. The mind is essentially heartless. There is no emotion inside logic and reason. This is where the heart comes in, right? It's beyond logic and reason. It just does as it's guided. It does from a place of love, okay? If you were to take all the mental logic and reasoning out of it, the reality out of things, and simply act from a place of love, an abundance of it, right? An abundance of it, an infinite supply of love, that your love is not going to run out or run dry or become limited, right? With the infinity symbols, it is not going to become limited. It is infinite and limitless and forever flowing, right? To get into this energy space of, I am the creator of my reality. My reality doesn't create me, my actions, my choices, or anything about me, right? I create my reality. I create my experience. The experience doesn't create me. You know that there really is only one choice. This is not about hurting someone else. It is not about punishing someone else. It's not about being even or fair. The universe decides and dictates what is even and what is fair. You have to move forward from a place of love despite the reality, okay? Because if a part of you feels like you're missing out on something, it's because you are actually depriving yourself of it. This is where you have to tune into your strength and tune into your own inner magic and make things happen and not be hurt or offended by the reality. The offense and the hurt coming from the reality they're not of your energy. They're of something else's energy or someone else's energy. And that needs to be overridden so that you can dictate the reality and choose to simply love despite. People's pain is what their pain is. And we either love them despite their pain or we don't. And if we don't love them despite their own pain, then it's conditional, okay? We first have to own that truth. You have to be able to love someone through their own pain instead of taking it personal and putting that pain back at them in some form of way where someone's having something taken away from them. What really matters? This is where you have to ask yourself, what really matters? Do the circumstances really matter? Does someone else's behavior or actions really matter? Does it change the way you love them? Does it take the love you have for them away? Because when love is real, it's real and doesn't go anywhere. So if you're not with someone, or you're struggling in your relationship with someone because their choices or their actions are hurting you, you have to ask yourself, if you're loving them anyway, does it hurt more to be with them or without them? Does it hurt more to be with them or without them? Your soul knows the truth, because the pain with someone might be great, but the pain away from them might be worse. I know that was the case for me when my flame and I were in separation. It didn't matter what pain I was being healed through. The pain being away from him was worse than the pain being with him. So much so that I got to the point where I said the pain being with him doesn't matter. Whatever the pain is being with him, I can accept, because I would prefer with to without. And I accepted the understanding of that, what that entailed. That meant I couldn't punish him for the pain that I felt in the dynamic with him. I had to love him despite it, right? I had to love him despite it. And sure enough, what caused the pain in the experience when we were together and not in union, because there's a difference, ended up transforming itself into union energy, where the pain no longer was being projected. My counterpart and I are no longer in a dynamic where there is pain being projected at the other. And it came from one person in the dynamic choosing to override pain with loving response. Because there's pain projection and painful reaction, and then there's pain projection and a loving response. Loving responses come with truth. Loving responses come with compassion. Loving responses come from mercy. Loving responses come from understanding. Loving responses come from taking it personal. Loving responses come from knowing that you are good enough and that you are worthy and that their pain is not your pain. And that you are a being, a creator that is love and of love and ripples love, right? You have to be able to love someone through their pain if it is more painful for you to be without them than with them. If that's your truth, then you have to accept the healing that you will in fact go through, learning about your self-worth, learning about your deservingness to heal. And let it heal. Allow it to heal. If it is more painful to be away from your counterpart than it is to be with them, no matter what their issues, childhood wounds are, then you have to be willing to face the healing that Spirit is presenting to you versus running from it, because running from it is more painful. That's why it's more painful. Running from it is more painful. Spirit would have you run towards it as opposed to run away from it. Why? Because you're more likely to heal in it. You're more likely to heal facing it. Understand someone's treatment of you is not a reflection of your value or your worth. I will use a great example, because I know a lot of twin flames in general deal with karmics or situations where they cannot trust their counterpart to be faithful or loyal, okay? If a counterpart, especially, right, we could say they might have a sex addiction. This comes from certain childhood wounds. There's definitely aspects within an astrological birth chart that can dictate things like this, that they become prone to, okay, in their journey. Counterparts with a sex addiction or that consistently cheat when they're in a relationship with you, right? Do you know beyond a doubt that your flame would never actually leave you for one of them? Do you know beyond a doubt that none of those karmics, no matter who they are, would ever replace you, could ever replace you? Is it an acceptable behavior to cheat on someone you love? No. But that's where the healing lies. But that's where the healing lies. Can you love someone knowing that they have worthiness wounds that are projecting on you that make you feel like you're unworthy or ungood enough when they cheat, right? So when they cheat, you don't feel good enough. You have to understand where the projection is coming from. Your counterpart somewhere in there does not feel worthy or good enough. Are they worthy or good enough? And they don't know it. This is where the love override has to come in. That's where the strength has to come in. That's where the magic has to come in. Someone has to actively choose first to understand that they are worthy. It is extremely difficult for the person doing the cheating to feel worthy of the love they're receiving from the person who is not cheating on them. But for the person who is not cheating on the other and being cheated on, as difficult as it may seem, and I stress seem, do you or do you not know how worthy you are? Because if you know you're worthy and you know you're irreplaceable, what are you worried about them and whoever they're cheating on you with? They're not going to take them away from you. The karmic, whoever they are in the moment where some wounding is being satisfied by the other, when you don't punish them for being wounded, because it is not entirely their fault that they're wounded, they took on pain projections from their own childhood, from their parents and other people and other dynamics. If you can accept that their wounding is not their fault and it's not yours, and you cannot punish them for it, because that's the behavior pattern, seeking punishment, right? I did a bad thing and I need punishment because I'm unworthy of love. This is a deep wound, right? That creates things like this. If you love them anyway and you don't take it personal, the counterpart's going to do one of two things. They're going to punish themselves and act out and try and push you away, which you will also have to override and realize that they're starting a fight with you or picking at you or whatever because they're trying to push you away. In which case you will absolutely have to address it. Be like, listen, I know that you do these things and I know it's not right and you do them anyway, but you have to understand you being mad at yourself does not give you the right to take it out on me when I'm here loving you regardless. Like, you can stop now. I'm going to go back to loving you. You understand? Despite you. Like, I'm going to go make dinner for us. I'm going to go get your laundry done. I'm going to run to the store and pick this up or that up because I know you like it. When you come back, I plan on cuddling with you and watching our show. Like, I'm not fighting with you tonight. I don't care how much you want me to yell at you. Like, I'm not going there. You really can't help yourself and you make the actual environment unbearable, then out of love for you, I will remove myself so that you can chill out and I will come back in the morning or later ready to love you again. I'm going to continue loving you. When a person can no longer punish themselves or be punished by you, it puts them in a position where they have to heal. If they can't, one, punish themselves, then their second option is to start to heal it. They start to realize how much you actually don't deserve their behavior. They start to go through a very disagreeable moment with the way the self behaves. They realize things are unfair. They realize things are unjust because the punishment has been taken away. You gotta understand the human psyche, okay? And how deep the subconscious really is. These cards right here are telling you if you want a brand new beginning, then you have to be able to create the spark and give to someone who is begging for healing. Because someone who projects pain like that is someone who is begging for healing, not punishment. So I hope this works. I hope this awareness helps you start to shift cycles that seem to never end, because they can. Okay? Because they can. Don't rob yourself because you don't know what to do and feel like you're up against a brick wall. Take the blindfold off so you can see clearly. Because there's really only ever one choice. All right, until next time, guys, I look forward to working with you for the moon event on the 20th. I will see you guys for the secret code names. Then, if you have any questions about the Etsy shop, please reach out to me. If you have questions about the Love Yourself group, or if you want to book a private reading, reach out to me and let me know. My love and support is with you always. Until next time, guys. Bye.